welcome to Asian American Writers Book Launch. We are excited and happy that you are here with us today, enjoying the AC. I am Jennifer Arlong, the Assistant Director of Asian American Writers Coalition. So our acronym is AAWC. I feel like I play many other roles within this organization, or in this project. It's less of an organization, but more of a project. So in my mind, this project felt like a child that I was having because I was working on it for so long. I feel like I spent more than 9 months on this project altogether. So for me, it feels like it's a child, and so seeing it come to fruition makes me really happy. And I'm just happy to share this with everyone here. So I just want to say a few things. I would like to thank our contributors and the editorial team. Without you, this journal wouldn't have been possible, and special thanks to Dumont Printing, especially Wade Cox, Emmy Yada Aguilar, and Sean Gillock for their guidance and assistance. I would also like to give gratitude and acknowledgments to the following for helping make this happen. Measure P, City of Fresno, the Fresno Center, and the Asian American community of the Central Valley. So, I will begin as our first reader for the night. I will also read my own bio, but after that I will be handing it off to our MC, which will be Claire Long. So, Jennifer Shah Erlong utilizes her background as an orphan foster child to fuel her creative artistic works. Jennifer is currently a part-time English lecturer at Reading College. She has served as president and vice president in the CSU Fresno student organization, Young American Ink and Stories, also known as HIVE, where she obtained experience as an event planner, moderator, editorial, and book designing for several high literary events featuring award-winning writers such as Diana Choi Wen, Ji Yan Yan, and Wendy Mo. So I'm going to be reading my piece on page 40. It'll be a part of 14 Long Folk Tales. This is the Cursed Bride section. So if you want to follow along, it's on page 40. The Cursed Bride. The bride sits in her little room, far from the center of the home. Her placenta is buried at the edge of the home, just like her room. The heart of the home is reserved for sons. It is a place that she does not belong. To welcome a newborn son to the family, her family gives away one of their daughters, so that there is one less mouth to feed. But unlike her sisters, girl is not blessed with anything. She does not have the gift of sight or the gift of a tongue to speak. Never has she ever been complimented for her beauty. They think she cannot hear what others say about her just because she cannot speak. Every baby is given a name that they themselves decide that they like. For girl, she doesn't know if she chose her name, or if she was given that name just because of her gender. As the oldest and unluckiest, she is the first to be given away to a man. The man is a man that she has never met. But what does it matter, since she is blind? She cannot see how handsome he is. She can only judge by his voice alone. She cannot have a conversation with him, even if she wanted to. And maybe she would want to. The day has finally come, and although she is told that she is dressed beautifully, truth is, she can care less what she is wearing. She could be in nothing but rags, and she would not bat an eyelash about it. The moment she was pushed into another man's arms, she is balanced and guided gracefully. His voice tells her calmly to relax, and that he would take care of her. She wondered why people even spoke to her when they all think she cannot hear them or respond to them. But maybe it is all these people that feel the need to be heard, even if by a blind person who cannot respond. But who will then hear this cursed bride talk when she finally gains a voice? Perhaps another cursed bride. So that's the only section that I'll be reading. After that, I will introduce our MC for So Dante Erlong is a Hmong American writer, breakdancer, and educator. He is born and raised in Southeast Fresno. He spent his adolescent and teenage years traversing Fresno's richly diverse but terribly poverty-stricken neighborhoods first-generation Americans call home. This experience gave him perspective and compassion for first- and second-generation Americans and allowed him to see how the lives and stories of these Fresno neighborhoods went by unnoticed and undocumented. With his background in English studies and creative writing, Dante seeks to remedy this injustice with public projects and programs that uplift marginalized voices to have their stories heard. He is currently a lecturer at Community College and plans to pursue his teaching career.
All right, everybody, can we get a round of applause for this? She put in so much work. It is not an understatement to say that without her, this night would not have been possible at all. Okay, so as your MC, I'm honored to introduce our second reader of the night, since it was our first, and that will be Harmon Gower. Harmon Gower identifies herself as an American immigrant who, witnessing the sacrifices her family made, feels a responsibility to bring awareness to the realities hidden behind statistics and stereotypes. She believes art has the power to humanize people, challenge assumptions, and inspire empathy and immigration of a story that deserves to be told through that lens. Her poetry reflects not only social justice issues, but also deeply personal ones. Let's give a round of applause for Harmon. And welcome to the
and I'm honored to be a part of this anthology. Thank you to the organizers, the editors, and everyone who made this collection possible. My contribution combines two forms of storytelling: a Madhubani-inspired painting and a poem from Delhi to Dreams. Madhubani is a traditional art form from India that has been passed down through generations. It represents heritage, memory, and the stories we carry with us. When I moved from Delhi to the United States, I realized that immigration is not only about the changing countries, it is also about carrying your culture wherever you go. My painting reflects the traditions and roots I wanted to preserve, while my poem tells the emotional journey of leaving home, facing challenges, and finding hope in a new place. Together, the painting and the poem represents two sides of the same story. One speaks through colors, patterns, and traditions. The other speaks through words and personal experience. Both remind me that even though we grow and build new lives, our roots remain as a part of who we are. I'm going to read my poem, From Delhi to Dreams. This is something that I wrote in the very first week when I came into the United States. Teary eyes, gas smiles, fake a while, the tale of every immigrant child. I came to the United States, feeling lost inside, missing Delhi's warmth like a faded guide. From small crowded streets to white skies, lonely days and silent cries. Once top of my class, dreams running wild. Paused for 2 years, depressed and silent. But still I rose, though the road was tough. Learned that the heartbreak shapes brave enough. And though I miss the home I knew, I still carry Delhi in all I do. Yet through the storms I learned to stand, build new roots in unfamiliar land. And every setback, every tear I cried, became the strength I now hold inside. My family fought through long, uncertain nights, working endless hours to keep our hopes inside. With whispered prayers and worries they would hide, they carried the weight so I could survive. Though every trial, God walked mile by mile, guiding our steps, easing fear for a while. And with His grace, I'll rise, rebuild and climb, one day a CPA, educated in His time. Thank you.
reader will be A. Nita Kim Suriri. I hope I pronounced that one correctly. Siri, sorry. Okay. And I'll read the bio for Nina. Based in the Bay Area and Central Valley, Nina explores unspoken emotions involving their roots as a loud Korean artist diagnosed with bipolar disorder and depression. Nina visualizes their trauma through intense surreal imagery with different versions of themselves in different circumstances in their life. By using oil pastels, they channel their childhood with free, scribbling textures. Nina's artwork contains bright colors that are a reflection of their emotions that is loud and undeniable. Painting and drawing is their lifeline to keep going and talk about love, trauma, and memory. Let's give a round of applause for Nina.
This piece was made in my last year in college. My mom had moved back to Fresno after she started over in the Bay Area after my college last year. My last year of college, I wanted to make a painting of her because we never talked about anything growing up, and especially when we passed away. My favorite flowers were ours or his, and written out loud is my mom's name. Please forgive me for not being able to talk to her and not having the chance to really make up for it until I was able to return to Fresno. This moment in time, I was happy, at least in the happiest place in the world, in Disneyland with her. The arms touching my ear, we're looking at each other. She's a very private person. She's looking at the camera to my dad while I look at her. I still want to be able to have time with her, especially since all this time we kind of kept on working, kept on making money, and kept on going to school. Now these days, I became a nail tech, and I do her nails every night. Every night she wants to. And now we have a chance to talk, so thank you for that.
I love that so much. I think in the literary circle, it's called like generational silences, right? And the ability to grow and just be able to say, hey, can we talk about this? It takes a lot of courage, and I applaud that courage. I will be our final reader, who will be closing us out for the night. And so, for this one, if you guys want to follow along, you guys can turn to page 32 and 33. That is the half and half, actually. I wrote the one on 32, and then my wife, Jennifer, wrote the one on 33. So I'll just read my half of the heart, and I guess we'll see how half a heart sounds. You hurricane away, taking with you that aura of shouting and chaos. No soft-soaked sheets, no destruction smoldering of lighting. Not even echoes of slamming door and half-hearted footprints. Calm sounds, hollow. Lonely, I think of our roaring bursting country, sonic boom of passion. So much flow, so much broken. Crash, 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 crash. Walls, spellbooks, illusions, vigils, all of it. After, ruin, glaciering down. After, there was us, waiting, scared, wanting, naked. Hates you and I, lied, we couldn't feel anymore. Tongue sparks against tongue in your kiss that bolts lightning down my throat. A vintage I somehow bottled. That static behind your mosaic masquerade. Goosebumps in my heart. Makes the hair on the back of my neck twitch. Exhilaration is your dangerous hands can grip. Entering another, we apart together. And now, I think we pieced ourselves back together. inner peace mirrors into incomplete, solitude fractures into emptiness, attraction skins into perfection, fear buried beneath forever. First sunset I see, since your shadow subsided, really hurts my eyes. Once upon ambient silences, now codes around. And that'll be the close. I think that Jennifer will close us out for the event. Are there any other contributors who would like to read or share? Do not feel pressure to talk about your RPs. It's perfectly fine. Okay. All right. So I'll let Mrs. Jennifer Long close us out. Here you go.
Alright, so I just want to say thank you for being here today. Please take as many copies of the books as you want. Obviously, we gave everybody one, but if you want to take some to share with family and friends and other community people, you can. And I also want to say please follow our social media to find out when and where we will be dropping our books, because we will be distributing them to the public at different locations as we go along. So we don't have a set location yet, but we're planning to share that out. Alright, so for now, our anthology is also available on our WordPress website for public viewing and downloading. Also, if you want to share it digitally with other people. And then feel free to stay around and get signatures from the readers who are here. And then if you guys want to, you guys can also help with cake or water. Take some for the road if you can. Try to be as safe as you can, taking it with you. And I will just be playing music for a little bit, and we'll just exit when we need to. And then we also have a post-event survey form. If you want to, you can write it out, or you can scan a QR code on that back table and then leave us for feedback. We would really appreciate it.